Hello, everybody. Merry Christmas and welcome back to Wampleville. And I just thought, well, we have more cookies that need to be decorated. I thought maybe we would do another little cookie decorating stream for you here just for the holidays. We do have something here. We got ourselves some more sprinkles, some different types of stuff here. We got some more stars in here, some different color of these little ants that we usually call, that's what we usually call those things, ants. We've got some of our other sprinkle sets over here. And yes, we do have that new commandment of the Book of Wample. Of course, in our last stream, we also did a little bit of trip to Mordor. We got Sauron represented. We got Gondor represented. I'm going to try some other ones here. I think we're definitely going to do ourselves some Rohan, perhaps even some Dol Amroth, probably maybe some Eye of Saruman, or sorry, a Hand of Saruman. We'll do some other kind of fun things. We'll do our snowflakes. Well, we got stars here in, what is this, in celebration of the Grand Conjunction, right? So we have a bunch of ornaments here. Ah, Armored Wolf, look at this. A tier 3 subscription. There we go. And happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas, all that kind of stuff. I hope that you're not still just, well, I'm sure that you're trying to get out more of the dice bags, more of those wonderful presents and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, these were just at the store here just yesterday. There's actually a lot of interesting stuff kind of packed in here. Could have been interesting for some of the stuff we were doing last time. But we actually have more ornaments than I thought we did. So, and hopefully I've got sound still. I just realized I should have maybe checked that out. We do have the bell. I don't know if do these count? Do the candles count as the beacons of Minas Tirith here? I don't know if the candles count as the beacons are lit, but we got bells to ring. We got some more trees, and if you remember, we were able to do some candles on the tree, so maybe we do some different colored candles right here. Sorry about that. This time, at least we got some stars to throw on the tree, and of course, and we'll be seeing this a few more times here, but we do indeed have that new commandment of the Book of Wapple. Yes, you shall respect the sprinkles. And of course, we've got our, this is, yes, it's our palette, but it really is, this is our color storage device, right? So I'm going to put the sprinkles over there next to that. And we actually have some colors we did not have the first time around. So we didn't really have this. It's kind of an interesting burgundy. Hey, we got Steela back in the house. How you doing? And Merry Christmas, all that kind of stuff. Happy holidays. So that's kind of a neat color right there. Looking forward to that. Now, I think what we might just do is start off with a little bit of a star right here. So I'm just going to put these guys out of the way here so that we don't destroy the, of course, we got horsey still, right? So we've got these guys here, but I thought, well, with this one, maybe we make this more of a Minas Tirith, like a Knight of Dol Amroth or something like that style horse. So, Steel, I hope everything is going good and that you're having some fun on, well, geez, it's it's well into Christmas. Geez, it's practically, well, I don't think it's afternoon for you, or is it already afternoon for you out there? Maybe not, maybe not. But here, let's just start out playing around with this just a little bit right here. And we've got, like I said, we got ourselves a couple of colors we did not have the first time around. So let's play with some of these right here, especially if we want to do a Dol Amroth. We're definitely going to need this color. It's weird, Steeler Rebel. All I kept seeing, like Drew, he's doing a stream. Everybody's doing streams tonight. And he does a regular stream on Thursday, right? It says Thirsty Thursday. He's just, oh wow, look at, that's a nice little line right there. Yeah, Drew is just doing, looks like it, well, maybe it's a holiday version of his Thirsty Thursday. But I kept looking around, all I kept seeing was people doing streams. So I'm just like, well, all right, maybe I should just go ahead and do the holiday stream thing here. Well, these cookies have to be decorated no matter what because, well, a lot of these are going to be our Christmas presents this year. We may have to be making more of these if we're going to get all the people that need presents. And something tells me that this is maybe about the best thing that we can give them, actually, because these things aren't, they're pretty darn tasty. Ah, it's 2:30. So hopefully, I don't know, did you, I'm assuming not a huge, big thing or whatever, but hopefully, I was going to eat that right there. Hopefully something that was fun. All right, I'm going to recondition this bag. I don't know if you saw, since the last stream, we have a whole gigantic new thing of sprinkles. Yes, indeed, new thing of sprinkles here. All right, let's just rework our little thing right here. Sometimes you get yourself that little crystal going, and it just creates a little bit of mayhem. All right, there you go. Maybe we'll just throw some white in here too. Oh, geez, that sprinkle texture, that is the key. Well, that's the fifth type of texture, right? Sprinkle texture. You gotta have it. You gotta have your sprinkle tech. Oop. Oh, I forgot a couple of lines right here. So let's recondition that bag. So this is like shaking up your paint jar right here. And let's get out some more of our color there. Forgot our last couple of deals. I mean, we did at least get to watch our It's a Wonderful Life as usual on our Christmas Eve. So that's always fun to get to do that. And of course, we knew other people that were watching it, and they were either watching it on Netflix or whatever. We were just watching it on a DVD. I know my sister was watching it on TV. So we just kind of updated each other as to what was going on in each of our movies, what scene we might have been on. And we'll just crank in a little bit of this, and then we're going to see what kind of sprinkly stuff that we've got, maybe in the new sprinkles that we can throw on here. I know what we got from the old sprinkles that we can use. Haha. Yeah, I remember Wolf just does what he's told. So what's all in here that we might be able to use? Now, of course, we got to get our tweezers out here. Now, I know we've got these guys that we like to use, and if you remember, sprinkles is like weathering. There's layers to it. It's kind of like a little chess match, right? You have to plan things out in advance. Here, let's get a couple more of our little white balls out here. And we're just going to pop these guys on. I do have a little bit of a different setup here than the first time, because who would have thought we had to condition ourselves into creating a proper setting for Christmas cookie decoration, but apparently we do. Oh, I'm just going to throw out a couple of these bigger ones here. There we go. Let me see. Oh yeah, steal it. We got to do a Rohan ornament. We never did one. Never did a Rohan ornament. I want to do Dol Amroth, and I want to do the Hand of Sauron, and maybe a Palantiri or something like that. I mean, geez, is it really Middle Earth without a Palantiri? So it's time to respect the sprinkles here. I mean, geez, this again, it wouldn't be much of a cookie without sprinkles. So we got those, but now where's our blue ones here? Ah, yeah, let's throw these blue ones out here. I almost ended up getting some more of these. All right, here, let's remember, this is just our color storage device. The true mixing happens here on the surface, as always. I mean, who the heck mixes in their palette? Nobody mixes colors in their palette. It only happens on the cookie, of course. So I don't know if you got to see the cookies that Kathy did. So all right, there's a little bit of a snowflake for us there. I'll just get you off to the side. Let's see what we're going to do with Mr. Star over here. Put you off to the side. Maybe we'll just start off with some of the lighter color here. There was a couple other things I wanted to do, like a Dol Amroth horse. for sure. And, oh, and of course, I don't know if you got to see the. So there's your new hype train right there. Yes, we did ourselves a hype train. We did that. Now let's see just what happens with our white frosting here. I'm gonna kind of get readjusted to these because not sure. Some of the ones that I made for Kathy, I haven't actually used them yet, so I just want to see what's going to happen with these guys here. Just got to get used to these new bags that I made for. All right, we'll just yeah, I think we'll go with this pattern right here. Why not? Ironically enough, with the frosting, sometimes what you just have to do is literally just drag it across. Like it's like you're pulling a rope. It's the weirdest darn thing. All right, so we got some of that. Let's see what else are we going to make this a. Oh yeah, actually I have another color of yellow. This would have been really good for the Eye of Sauron, huh? This brighter yellow here. Yeah, that's what we're priming the surface, right? We got to prime that cookie surface. Let's see how this yellow is, because I haven't used this one yet. I have not used this yellow. Ah, that would have been really nice for that Eye of Sauron. Well, it's going to be good for the Rohan cookie for sure. Yeah, we're centered pretty good there. And I did mix a new thing of black because, well, I pretty much used all of that. And of course, Kathy, well, it seems like she used a lot of black in her cookies. Her very special cookies. Oh my goodness, that was quite interesting. I kind of heard she was going to do that. I didn't quite know what that was going to be. So there was a little bit of surprise when I saw those for sure. In you go. Now, where's some gold here? Whoops, that's green. We need some of our gold over here. Let's not have the sprinkles all over the floor. Start with some gold dust. So we'll just get a little bit of this out onto the palette over here, of course. Time for some blending. It's the ultimate wet blending right here. There we go. Let's get that scattered in here and throw a little bit of our white in there as well. The vital element, the vital fifth texture element right there, sprinkles. I might actually go a little bit closer as well with the camera here. Oh, let's see. Yep, no breaks in Wapavo. Just can't post many because they're gifts for others that watch the feeds. Oh, yeah. See, that's one of those things. So why don't we do ourselves? Well, we'll do a plaid later. Let's try and do. Oh, that's right. Where's the? We did a troll here, but I thought maybe this could be. This right here could be a Urukai or something like that. You might just have to make that an Urukai. Yes, we don't want the spoilers here. Let's get a little bit of white on Mr. Snowman here, real quick, like so. All right, we'll just let that. We'll let that kind of sink down, huh? Just like the oil paint, you gotta let kind of sit there for a little while. All right, what about tree time here? What have we got for a green? I think I did mix her up some new green so that she could do her, oh gosh, what was it? Her Baby Yoda's, that's right. Let's see what we got here that's going to come out of this bag. Sometimes you never quite know how that's going to come out of the bag. It's just weird, and of course we talked about the crystals that can form, so see, you gotta do this. And the reason we gotta put it in the bags is because we've been searching for years, literally searching for years to find the right type of cookie decorate, whatever stuff. Just haven't found it yet. It is not revealed itself. We have no idea what we can do to actually find ourselves some decent cookie decorating or cookie frosting distributors here. Because everything is for cakes, which is way too freaking big. It's way too big. So the only thing we've ever found for doing this stuff is literally these cutting a hole in a bag. Hey, Dr. Gun, go pew pew. Thank you so much. That is appreciated. He's like, that tree can't get me. That tree can't get me. Thank you very much. How you doing there? Happy holiday, Dr. Gun. You got to see the last stream, right? Where we're doing we did the Mordor, we did some Horsies, we did the Rohan, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you got to see all those fun cookies from last time around. Oh, let's get ourselves. We got to get some garlands on this. Where's that? Oh, just grab this red here. Why not? Let's throw ourselves some garlands on this, and I haven't used this red yet. There we go. Little bit of garlands, and now we'll break out our new. Look at that! Look at that fun stuff there. Look at all these new fun things. Look at it. We got a star that we can throw there on the top of the tree. I got to see that you can ice cookies better than I can paint minis. Oh my goodness. It was that was a lot of fun, wasn't it? That was so much fun. So it's something we'll just have to do, I guess, every year. I guess we're just gonna have to keep doing this. And hopefully it'll just become one of those type of traditions. All right, let's see what we can get here for some candles here. We'll just maybe do some different color candles here. We'll do blue candle. Oh, look, we can do purple candles here. That's not a candle. We have these little discs right here. I don't think we're going to be using those. Oh, I guess we can have we got a pink candle and a blue candle. And if you remember last time, there was one tree we sort of set on fire. So hopefully this time we don't set the tree on fire. Let's see. Yep, I think we're all set up on the chat there. Like I said, I didn't expect there would be a whole ton of people that might be watching just because, well, they could be busy doing other things. All right, it's time for some of these guys here. Remember we were using these as our candle flames here. So we'll just stick one of these little crystal guys here at the top of all of our candles, like so. Come on. Like that. Oh, that's going to be one heck of a flame right there, but let's just do it. And there. And here. I think all of our whoop, nope, we still have put a flame on one of these guys right here. Like that one. And then, if you remember what we had to do, we had to give these guys a little bit of flame there. Beef in the hole. Hey there. Thank you very much. That tree can't get me, so I can say thank you very much. Hey, Bethany, how you doing? Oh, thanks so much for the anniversary wishes, too. I hope that you've been able to at least do some kind of festive things. I hope that for everybody. Look at, there we go. Yeah. So we definitely learned something from that first one there. So we're able to do our little bit of a sparkly, flamey thing on the tree. All right, let's do something for Mr. Snowman here. So Beef and Holt, thank you so much for the 9 months of subscription. Here, let's see what our new thing of black is like. So this is the one that I made for Kathy so that she could do her thing. Let's see what we get out of this here. And hopefully we have it's a relatively small tip. And the interesting thing is it comes out grayish, and it does actually, well, do we want to call it dry? It does sort of dry darker. Now, let's bring out this again, and oh look, we actually have some orange here. We could actually give him like a carrot for a nose here. So he actually has a carrot for a nose. Oh, wait a minute. Do I see what I think I'm seeing here? Well, maybe not. But I do see a couple of dark, yeah. I see a couple of these guys that I can use. One there. Ah, there's another one. There we go. So now the snowman has himself some eyes. I guess we need to give him a mouth here. That would be one heck of a big smile. All right, so, well, he has a smile now anyways. Either that, or we use that for his scarf, and we use this one. There, that's better. There we go, perfect portraiture right there. Doesn't get much better than that. Let's see, we need to give him some kind of a brim to his hat there. Okay. And then, oh yeah, his scarf. This would be perfect for that scarf if I don't break it. Oh, look at this. There's another one. So he's got himself a little scarf now, anyways. And then I guess we can just give him some kind of buttons or something here. Well, why don't we give him some gloves? Let's move these off to the side. Hey, the one shadow, how are you doing? And Merry Christmas to you, and again, Merry Christmas to everybody who is out there. And I don't know if I'll be able to do a stream tomorrow night, or if I can, I will. I think it might just be, well, I'm thinking it's probably going to be painting as opposed to more cookie decorating. I don't know. It kind of depends, maybe. I mean, maybe there's still cookies that need to be decorated. But I think it just might be painting. What it might be, I have no idea. All right, I'm just going to... Ah, yeah, that's the difference. That is the difference here. I've got this piece of parchment paper here instead of the fuzzy stuff. And I see that's going to make it a little bit more difficult here, because these things want to roll around and bounce around. So there's a little bit of a frosty for you right there. So one shadow, I hope that you, I don't know, we're at least able to do some fun things. And for the people who may already have opened presents, feel free to let us know what miniatures you got, because, I mean, hey. Now here's a new color that we did not have last time around. This is a really fun color right here. It's actually one of my favorites. We don't always make this color here. All right, there's our candle. We'll use this. Yeah, this is the mustard color right here. So I just had to eat some of that frosting that was on the end there because, well, that was sort of in the way. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah, you can. So while this is nice as a gold, it was less nice as a yellow for all of our object source lighting, unfortunately. Speaking of some gold here, just give that some, I mean, texture, right? And for the folks that did not get to see this earlier, here, let me move this thing up a bit. We do have chapter 43 of the Book of Wapple. Thou shalt respect the sprinkles. Hey there, how you doing? Let's see, just wanted to stop by and wish you a Merry Christmas. Well, thank you very much, Oskin. I appreciate that. I hope that you're having a good one, too. And we are definitely going to do ourselves So we're going to add on to our Gondor here. So we want to do a Rohan ornament, and we want to do a Hand of Saruman, and I think I might want to do a Dol Amroth as well. Because or maybe we do a Easterling or a Harad or something like that. All right, let's do some candle flame here. So here's our white. Turn you this way. Get some white in here. Like so. And yes, I apologize for object source lighting sneaking into this. You know me, can't do something without object source lighting. Not exactly a Christmas present, but pre-ordered a new Warlord Civil War series. So I'll be figuring out how to paint really small scale in oils. Now is it like 5 mil or is it 15 mil? Because I swear, if there ever is a point where infinite funding is available, I would love to just be able to paint a couple of Civil War figs just because, well, I used to do Civil War reenacting, so that would be fun to do at some point. So we've just kind of, there we go. We got a little bit of a sparkly thing going on there for our candle. Now, what about some Rohan here? And I think I might use this bigger cookie for it. And let me find my Rohan. So I'm going to try a couple of different flags here because I think it might be interesting to do. Where's my green? There it is. I think it would be fun to do should just be the horsey's head here. I like the rampant horsey better though. And I think, well, hopefully you'll see what I mean when I actually get the chance to do this here. Let's see. So it's somewhere between 10 and 15 mil. Okay. Well, it's just think of all the terrain you'll be able to squeeze into that. Just imagine all that terrain. So much fun terrain at that scale. Because you can do big old mountains, and a big old mountain is only going to be about 6 inches high. Boy, this it's interesting how every frosting has a different texture. It comes out of the bag differently. I kid you not. Absolutely kid you not. All right, time for some of our gold around the outside here. Got to condition this bag. Let's see. Do that here. And like so. Over here. And I'm going to see what the... Do I do a blacker outline? Maybe I'll just use I'll use the darker green here. Don't want to use up too much of this. We don't have a ton of it. I also don't have, I don't know if I have really any of the brown color to use. Hopefully, maybe I do. Not sure if I do or not. Okay. Got ourselves a little bit of a line onto that. And let's see if we can do some... Now that yellow is a different color. Yeah, it actually is. It's not as different as I thought it was. And of course, oh gosh, when you're doing this, you never... Where's that brown? So this is what's left of it here. Let's see what's usable. Let's see how much of this is usable. I guess there's a little bit there. Yeah, there's some. Okay. Maybe some green sprinkles here. And what I'm looking for, is this kind here. See that flaky stuff? Just going to throw a couple of flaky sprinkles onto that. And let's see what we can do horsey-wise. So, I just don't think I can squeeze it in this way. I think it has to go this way. And I'm just going to look for another banner that maybe shows it. Wow. I just saw a really neat hockey jersey. It's like a Theoden hockey jersey, man. Wow, davesgeekyhockey.com. I might have to get that. Holy smokes. Hey, Sinister Monkey, how you doing? Let's see. Oskin bought himself a minifig Christmas gift, bought out of Nightwing Fighters from the Batman miniature game, and Sherlock Holmes from Reaper. Oh, gee whiz. I didn't know they did a Sherlock Holmes. That sounds really neat right there. Now, that wasn't part of their Bones 5, was it? Alrighty then. Where's my white? Where is my white? Okay, let's see. You know what? I might just need. Where is my host of Rohan? There they are. I don't want that whole thing. I just want this thing. So what I'm thinking of doing is that, but that might look a little bit odd going this way right here. So let's see if we can just do the horse's head here. And of course, we'll have to go this way with it. So there's the larger part of his face, then the smaller part, then his neck here. Oh, okay, I wanted that to go the other way, I see. I wanted that to go this way. More like that. Just add to that line a little bit. Might have to throw some green over the top. Alright, he could use an ear. There's his ear. I guess we give him a little bit more of a chest there. And now this will be, I guess, the mane that comes down here. Like so. Come on, there we go. Let's see if I can't widen that just a bit. Maybe make his head a little bit bigger. Let's see what I can do now with some of the sprinkles and that sort of a thing to, what have we got here? So that's too much of a light color there. We do have some of this green, and I might just grab some of these. Well, red and green and white, actually, it's all just fine for Rohan. That's for sure. Green might be particularly helpful here. Oh, let's see. Shirley. Oh, from the chronoscope. Ah, okay. Hey, Jenny Joy, how are you doing? Nice to see you back. The texturing powder almost look edible. Yep, they are. They're special dried pigments, right? But again, this is just a color storage device. The mixing happens here on the cookie. We don't mix here on the palette. Hey, Arch, how you doing? And happy holidays, all that kind of stuff. All right, let's separate this now, shall we? And I think this is the way we are going to do this. Yeah. So this is one way to get sharper detail, is literally with the sprinkles here. Who would have thought sprinkles give you sharper details? There we go. Let's see. Yes, Arj, you would be amazed. And of course, you know, you saw what they did here, and on some of our Of course, I have a new yellow color that I wish I had when I was doing the Eye of Sauron here. Really wish I had that for this one here. Working tonight, but got my Christmas dinner, so it's not a wash. Yeah, Steeler, they have to put a special. Now, of course, their metallics are fantastic. I mean, look at these metallics right here, right? They're just sensational. Absolutely fabulous metallics. All right, I'm going to see if I can use this one right here. I'm eyeing this one to use right here to define Mr. Horsey's head. Okay, I think that one works. We got a smaller one here. To get the rest of his head, let's not have that go where we don't want it to go. What about, that's not where I wanted that one to go. And that is just about it. Sorta, kinda. Oh, look at this. I can manipulate that frosting just a bit. Yeah, we can manipulate the frosting after the fact. Look at that. Here, that's a little bit big of a little large eye for the horse right there. I don't think he needs one quite so big. Let's see if we've got, we do have a little green one right here. Come on. Where should that go? I think it should go right about there. Then he might just need himself a little bit of a mouth right here. That might be too big. If I'm going to take an X-Acto knife and start trimming these things down, that would be pretty hilarious. I will separate this one, though, like so. I'll manipulate that. We're starting to work our way in there. Now, are there any... It's interesting, there's just the white ones like this. We don't have any of the gold ones to use. Yes, I ate some paint earlier. Yeah, now this is it's a special edible crushed glass right here. It's candy crushed glass. Yes. Now there is one problem with this Arge. As soon as any moisture hit it, all of your crushed glass effects go away. They all dissolve. That's the one downside to this. Of course, this method right here. Yeah, you're going to lose all of your crushed glass effects as soon as any kind of moisture hits it. So no moisture can hit your crushed glass. Now I think what we should do is do a little bit of Rohan decoration here on the sides, because it wouldn't be Rohan without at least a little bit of red here, like so. And I think the rest of it we will do with respect the sprinkles, right? This is what we're about to do. Thou shalt respect the sprinkles, and that's what we're going to do. We shall obey that. We shall obey that. Now here, let's find ourselves a couple more of these guys here. Sprinkle some of those, and then maybe even some of these guys over here. All right. Let's see, what do we have to work with? We got a couple of these now. My little green fuzzy things, those are kind of making it a little more difficult to put these on than I thought it would be. There's that. One more of these guys. Good to go there. And then maybe now that I need something with more of a curve on it. like this. There we go, and I think one more piece should just about do it, especially since it has a little bit of a curve on it. So this is definitely, that's the one downside to having the parchment paper here, is that stuff has a tendency to kind of bounce on it. Hey Sarge, how you doing? So we're gonna get our, so first we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do this. So as you can see, contrast, right? Contrast. You don't see any, look at that, the red and the green. I'm all kidding aside, that red and the green, there's no difference between the two of them. They're literally the same value. There's no difference in the value between those two. Actually, I'm just going to get rid of that one. And I'm just going to eat it because it was not being cooperative. That one, hopefully, is more cooperative. So watch what happens when we bring back that color. Look at that. See that? Red and green, two values exactly the same, but yet not exactly the same. Because one, one is warm, one is cool. They're color opposites. It matters in cookie decorating, it matters in painting, it matters in everything. There's our, come on. So Sarge, Merry Christmas and all that kind of stuff. I hope that you're all set for the big day tomorrow. Yes, it knows that it better cooperate. It better cooperate. Otherwise, there's consequences. So we'll just try and give him a little bit of a mouth there. I think we're all good there. Is that Sarge there? It's Armored Wolf. Thank you so much, Armored Wolf. I'm going to give you a little Christmas cheer right here. Because apparently I could use that. So here, let's get back to our other ornaments here. So now, we're getting there. See, we're starting to represent here, of course. And thank you so much, Armored Wolf. So Sarge, I hopefully you're expecting some kind of really fun miniature type of thing for a present there. I really hope so. All right, let's see if we can't do some kind of a little bit of a Saruman type thing here, because we've got our. Yeah, I'm gonna manipulate that just a smidge. There we go. And let's bring up our Hand of Saruman here. Oh yeah, where's our... Because we wanted that to be an Urukai, didn't we? Let's see. We are pretty much set. Daughters and wife are setting the presents under the tree, so I needed to disappear. Okay. So yeah, I think we're going to make him an Urukai here. So maybe... Alright, where's my black frosting over here? Let's see if I can make this work. I don't know if I can, but we'll give it a try. We have a couple of cookies that need to be... Well, that's green. That's not black either. This is my new thing of black right here. So we got to give him a helmet, it looks like. Well, we got to give him a head crest on that helmet first. So a little bit of a head crest there. I am going to move this guy over here, though, out of the way. Looks like the helmet comes down this way. Looks like his eye slit is right there. And then it sort of goes like this. And then it's got these little extra doodads on it like this. And that. Whoops, let's fix this line over here a little bit. So there's his helmet now. I guess we need to give him some kind of need to give him some arms here maybe. I don't remember what other kind of stuff they have for armor, so we'll just go with that. Uh-oh, is that Sarge doing that? Who's doing that? That is Sarge. Let it snow. Let it snow, baby. Oh, we did do. Well, let me see if I can grab this here without destroying it. So here it is. Let it snow, baby. Let it snow. We already did ourselves a snowflake. Hey, Thaler, how you doing? Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and all that good kind of stuff. We're doing ourselves a little bit of a urukai right here. Let's get some brown onto this, shall we? What little brown we have left. I'll just do that here on his skin, maybe. Maybe there. Something like that. Where's my white? Here it is. Boy, I'm almost tempted to just do this all with the sprinkles. Because we got to respect the sprinkles, right? Ah, Towler is airbrushing some trees. Now, is that table terrain or is that part of a diorama? All right, let's get some Hand of Saruman here. So we've got the palm right here, like so. Then we need to do the thumb there. And let's get some fingers over here. Awakened Wildwood. Oh, that sounds good. Is it? Oh, geez, almost is. That's not for Song of Ice and Fire, is it? That's the Wildwood thing makes me think of that. Well, it looks like it's just going to be a 3-finger hand because that's what we got space for. But there's your white hand of Saruman there. Crazy as that might seem. Let's see what we can do here. Give him a couple of little nasty red eyes in there. Like so. Let's see if we can separate a couple of things here. I'm just going to use some of these pieces of sprinkles. I mean, why not? Why not respect the sprinkles? I'm just going to throw some of these blue ones out here too, maybe. Like that. And that one there. I don't want him to look like a Cylon, of course. Funny as that might be, I don't think we want him to look like a Cylon, so we'll set you off to the side.
Who enters my domain?
I think this is a record now. This will be, or this is history. It's the first raid of a cookie decorating stream. So let's welcome in our raiders and let's fill them in on what we're trying to do here. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, everybody. Thank you so much for that raid. This is our first annual cookie decorating stream right here. Now what I will do is I'm going to try and find you, if I can here. Here, let's do that. My latest, and I'm going to throw a link for you in the chat here real quick as soon as I can bring it up. There we go. So here's a little link for you to see what we did a few days ago. Right there. So Board Game Geek, thank you so much. And folks, be sure to give Board Game Geek that follow. Yes, Kingfisher games, we have a few less miniatures. However, they are still very important because, well, here, look at this. So we have Theoden on Snowmane, and we also have Snowmane the cookie, Snowmane the miniature, Snowmane the cookie. And I don't know if any of you guys got to see the previous stream where we also had things like, well, the Mimes of Moria right there. We also had a Smaug, and of course, we made a Barad right here. So I thought maybe we would. This is where I might try and do a little bit of Knight of Dol Amroth right here. So we might try and adapt this horsey right there. So again, we've got our Eye of Sauron. We got our Minas Tirith. We just did Rohan right here. Let's see if we can't do ourselves a little bit of Dol Amroth here. We're going to start out with some of our lighter blue, and it quite literally is just frosting in a baggie with a little bit of hole in it. Sarge, I never did get, we didn't mix another batch, so I'm going to have to just beg Kathy to make another batch because so far the only plane that I have is the SBD Dauntless there. Now, of course, last year you could see we were able to do more planes. I did a Stuka, well, the Dauntless, of course, and actually did a B-29 there. So we definitely want to start doing some more with the aircraft. So Sarge, I would say this is not the end of the cookies. There will be more. Well, there has to be more cookies because I want to do me some planes. I want to do some ships. And the only tank that I have is that Tiger 2. So I got to do me some more tanks as well. You can't have tank wars with just one tank. So we need some more. We need some more tanks there. Now sometimes you do get some crystals that form in the bag here. Yep, sure enough, there was a crystal in there. Now I'm going to grab where's my gold here? Well, otherwise known as the mustard color. Oh, hey, Board Game Geek TV, how you doing? Thanks for joining. I really appreciate that. I wasn't sure. I mean, in all seriousness, I wasn't sure if anybody wanted to see Christmas cookie decorating on a stream where they're used to seeing me either paint miniatures or sculpt miniatures. But there's a lot of the same principles that apply to oil painting that just happen to apply here too. And of course, our palette over here, we're going to respect the sprinkles once again. Where's our blue sprinkles here? This is the fifth form of. Oh, actually, in all seriousness, check this out. So we did some film noir on this cookie. Watch what happens to the red and green. This is something we do all the time on our painting streams, as you might know. Look at that. Red and green is all gone. They're literally the same color value. There's no difference between them. However, when we bring back that color intensity, look what happens. Like massive amounts of contrast. Here, let's get some sprinkles on our cookie right there. Let's see. Oh, you need to really consider ASMR tags on your channel. This is top-notch stuff. Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I hope that this really does, I don't know, give people a chance to kind of relax a little bit and, I don't know, sort of really feel a little bit more festive, but still kind of get their Lord of the Rings vibes on too. All right. Now let's respect those sprinkles. Huh? Yes, let's respect those sprinkles. Here, let's get some more of these blue ones out here, like so. And we're just gonna chuck these right over here. This is actually kind of a new thing that I didn't used to do before to get some nicer lines. And yes, sometimes you can even manipulate that frosting just a bit. All right, so what are we going to do? Are we going to do swans? Are we doing boats? what are we doing? So there's your swan. We also have the possibility of boats here, but I kind of like the idea of a swan here. So let's just clear out a little spot here so you can see what it is that we're going to try and replicate here. Let's just going to move this frosting out a little bit. Sometimes, yes, it's okay sometimes to manipulate that frosting. And sprinkles right here. This is your blending brush, of course. Your sprinkles. There are some nice, lovely sprinkles there. And let's here, I'm gonna push this just a little bit there. There we go. Straighten out that line just a smidge. Now let's see what we can do with our white frosting here. So we got the big old bag of white frosting. So I hope everybody has gotten lots of miniatures actually for Christmas then, because I know, I mean, nobody loves miniatures more than me, especially for Christmas. All right, let's get the body of the swan here. So there's the head, maybe the body here. And then it looks like we need a tail here, like so. And then some wings for that swan. Let's see what we can do here. Where are we going to attach these wings? Maybe there. Let's move it over this way. Attach that wing over there. And I'm wondering, do I use the frosting here, or do I use these little pieces of white right here? And I'm tempted to use these guys. Now that might be a little bit too, I don't know. I'm going to give that a shot. What the heck? Hey, Backlog Battles, how you doing? Let's see. Maybe you could put the oils into those big bags too. Well, that would be for your large creatures, right? Your large creatures and terrain, of course. Here, come on. Yeah, this might make it easier to make some feathers on here. All kidding aside, it might actually look more like feathers. It will maybe take a little bit more time than just applying the frosting. But we do have some different size. This is kind of a I don't know. Maybe this really was the way to go, because we got ourselves a little bit more precise texture there. That kind of does look a little bit more like wings, especially when I compress it like that. So Backlog Battles, I hope that you're doing good. We have the other box is now here. So we've got ourselves, what would you say? We have our complete collection of Warcry stuff to start prepping and working on. So that's good news. All right, I'm just going to keep grabbing these guys here. I'm just going to snap this one right in half. Well, we hoped to snap it in half. It didn't quite snap in half. But look at this. We have more. We got more of those. And let's keep going with some wings here. Yeah, Backlog, I hope that, well, I know you had a Christmas list, so hopefully you get all those things on your Christmas list. We all love getting miniatures for Christmas. At least I do. Oh my goodness. Can never have too many miniatures. All right, there's our swan. I'm going to see if I can't make his head a little bit taller there. And might even throw some extra decoration out here along the edge of this. Got some of this blue stuff here. Why not? The texture. Oh wow, that really. They didn't send your fluorescent paint. Well, that's okay. Those texture rollers. I mean, that's really. Those things are super important. The fluorescent paint. It'll be. It's wonderful to have that, but boy, those texture rollers. You'll be able to do so much with those just straight off the bat. I do think you're going to really love those. Let me see. Oh, and you did get your Pelennor Fields. Well, that is good. Well, hey, now you know how to get yourself, convert yourself some Riders of the Dead now, too. Right? Because it doesn't take much to convert some other horses into Riders of the Dead, does it? And you'll love having. That's what we should maybe do. We gotta. That's what we have to do. Oh, my goodness. We need the King of the Dead. We need some Army of the Dead here. Yes, we do. Thanks. Hey, Backlog Battles. Thank you so much for that. Oh, you know what else we need? You know what else we need? Oh my goodness. Wouldn't be Christmas without Eye of Zinch. That's what we need. We need that too. So that's going to be another thing that we do. How the heck can we not have Zinch? It's not Christmas without Zinch. So yeah, we're gonna make this a very Zinchy Christmas, and definitely get ourselves some Eye of Zinch going here. I really do enjoy the ornaments. They're one of my favorite cookies to decorate. Just for that idea that I can have an Eye of Zinch. Let me see. Going to try and base your Witch King. Okay. Well, at least you got the video there, and well, Scopy. It was very helpful too because I mean, yeah, you can just stick that Witch King on his usual flying base, which is great. Nothing wrong with that. But you saw the difference that he makes being on that special base that I made. I had just no comparison. I'm not going to use that one. I think this one, better size right there. Okay. Where's my brown? What's left of it here? It's almost 1:30 Eastern Time. Well, Merry Christmas, Auskin. Thank you so much for hanging out. And I might be doing a painting stream tomorrow, so that I'll just have to see how that goes. It would probably be more like a late night stream like this, because I have a feeling we're going to be doing other things on Christmas Day. Which, is it Christmas Day here already? Oh, geez, yeah. It's 12:30 here, so it's already Christmas Day here. So it's officially Christmas time here in the central region. So I will definitely say Merry Christmas, everybody. I know that for most of you, it's been Christmas for quite a while. But here, it's only just now Christmas. So there's our Dol Amroth cookie. Dol Amroth now represented. But we need a horse to be represented as Imrahil, right? Where's my other Imrahil that I was working on here? There he is. So in honor of our Imrahil conversion that we were doing, maybe we need to do Imrahil on his horse, right? I think we might need to do that. Oh, no problem, Oskin. Don't forget about the dwarves. Yeah, it's going to be a couple hours before Christmas yet out there. That whole 3 hours behind us time zone kind of thing. Holy smokes. I always forget about that when when you're telling me that it's 5, I keep thinking, okay, yeah, maybe it's at least 4 out there. No, it's still only 2 in the morning out there. So we're just going to get her. Let's do some. Actually, no, maybe we don't need to use that much white there because he should have a blanket on, shouldn't he? I'm going to see if I got me another horsey here, because otherwise that's going to have to be what's his name? Shadowfax. I don't know if we need another Shadowfax. So let me look over here. Let me see if I've got another horsey. Not in there. Okay, where is that? Where's my other cookies? There they are. They're in here. No, I don't see another horsey in there, so we'll just have to modify this one as best as we can. Where's my blue here? I'm going to go with a different blue, maybe. This darker blue. Dora, Rider of the Dead. Well, let's see. Well, he might. Well, here, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do here. Let's just get some of our blue out here, like so. And if you remember, where's our? So yeah, see, we can still. Oh, yes, we can still do this. We can totally do that. But I'm going to use the other blue color here. So let's see if that's going to work. Let's condition our little thing right here. Let's see. I'm looking for a color scheme for this chameleon lizard mini that you're going to paint. Really excited. Are you thinking kind of those bright colors then, I suppose? Let's see. We'll give the horse some armor here. So let's see if we can do some kind of crazy rickrack here for this horse. Okay, blanket there. And we'll just, for the heck of it, why not? Just do this. Where's my gold? Where's my gold? Not the mustard color. Let's go with the brighter gold color here. I guess I have to fit. Okay, so this, I think we can use this yellow on our Zinchi stuff too. Let's give them some gold armor there. See what we can do with their sprinkles now. Like so. Respect the sprinkles at all times. Always respect the sprinkles. Not that many sprinkles. Let's replace you there. Now, let's see, maybe a bright green with a colorful pattern on it. Yeah, well, I've got that, I got my one base right there. So I'm going to try and replicate that as best as I can. I need a small one like that. Okay, that's better. Maybe we'll use this blue right here to do something like this. Sort of like what we did on our Rohan horse. Yeah, I think that'll work. Ooh, one more of these guys. Thank goodness for the tweezers. I think we're actually caught up on the chat. Now we'll just go this way. Why not? And we'll just get ourselves some. I guess we're gonna end up using all of the blue sprinkles here out of this package that we just got earlier today. Literally just got this earlier today. So I'm looking at this. Actually, it would be interesting to get the pattern around the outside too, but I think we'll go with this one right here. I think that's the most doable one that we can create there. I think that should be very fun. And I don't know if anybody, well, I don't know how many fans of the movie It's a Wonderful Life there are out there, but that was we were able to catch that movie tonight. You know what? I'm gonna see what these orange ones do here. I'll just put those here, and I'll put them here. And maybe I'll put these on here, these crazy little white discs or whatever. Yeah, let's put these out here. Not sure why. We'll just do it. I'm actually gonna, come on. I'm gonna use you right over there. I'll just put another little orange one here and one other little orange one right there. So apparently he has 4 orange hooves. Let's give him a, I don't know, apparently that's his mouth right there. I guess he could use some reins, so maybe we'll take this darker blue and give him some reins. So at least Dol Amroth now represented. All right, there's some blue reins for him. Not sure why he's going to have a blue tail, but he just is. Let's respect the sprinkles. I mean, we have to give that gold armor just a little bit more sparkle, right? Why not? There we are. All right. I will also see if I can grab a couple of these small little white sparkly things here. They aren't the easiest things to grab, especially apparently on the this parchment paper, which is a little bit different because I noticed last time I was getting some fuzzies on the cookies, and synthetic fibers might not be the, well, they're probably not super tasty to begin with, but probably not the most healthy of items to eat either. All right, so there's our Knight of Dol Amroth horsey. We'll put you aside, let you start to solid up there. Here, let's move you guys over to the side now. We'll keep our Rohan horsey there. All right, can you? You can't see that. So we'll move that over here. Ah, you can see it. You can see that eye there. I guess I'll throw down some of my yellow first. Yeah, what the heck? Let's throw down some yellow here first. Like so. Now I'm going to do the green, and I want the yellow to be more of a texture. That's right. So I do have my bright, I got to use up this bright Kelly green. Oh my gosh, do I have a lot of this stuff? Kathy wanted a ton of it. And of course, I think she used like the tiniest little fraction of it. Let's see if we'll get our nice little outline here of our eye going. Like that. I'm going to make it even wider, I think. Yeah, like that. Then the rest of it. And this might be interesting. Like so. Let's get the rest. I mean, this right. I mean, nothing says holidays like Zinch. I mean, come on. This just, if this doesn't fill you with Christmas cheer, nothing does. The wonderful gifts of Zinch on a Christmas. I think I like the idea of this too. Yeah. Just right. One more. And then I might just fill in a little bit more with the green here. Before I get into a different color. Now, instead of using the frost, that's what I'll use. I think this is what I'm going to use, is actually some of these guys. Minus the whole breaking them thing. Now, I will take my dark green. So I do have some dark green here that I can use. I do have some dark green. Condition the bag here. And again, pardon my hand if it gets in the way. Okay, there, that's better. Now I'm going to manipulate this a little bit. Maybe put a little bit more on the end over here. Get some yellow in the inside of this. Like that. Who knows? Maybe even this crazy little texture might be interesting. Now, what kind of, we have some different types of green sparkles. We have these crystal type things here. We'll respect the sprinkles. Here, let's try these first and see what happens. I think that kind of works. Now we've got some gold sparkles there. Maybe even some white sparkles down here. Where's my dark green again? We need to give him his, this part of his eye right here. Let's see if we can do this. Actually, I need to go the other way, because I want to start out thicker and get thinner, and usually the frosting comes out thicker out of the bag. So let's see if we can do that. All right, there. And now let's start to trim this off a bit here. Where's my green sprinkles here? We shall respect the sprinkles once again. And I can see I need to wipe off this my tool here.
Hello, little hobbits. Spark my ganja.
Thank you so much for that follow, Mangus Mandruk. And guess what? Gandalf also appreciates that. He says, "Hello, little hobbit." Oh, that's not the Eye of Sauron. If it is, Something's wrong with his eye. Well, thank you so much for that follow. That is appreciated. This is typically, obviously, not what we're doing here. This is usually a bit more of a painting channel. Well, that and a sculpting channel too. But here, our paint medium is just a little bit different. So here's one of the other cookies that we did. Oh, and actually, geez, I meant to make an Instagram post on it. I just have kind of been too busy with other things. But I do want to thank everyone that has subscribed to the YouTube channel because it did cross over the 10,000 subscriber plateau landmark. I mean, it's really not a big deal when you consider the folks that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, all that kind of stuff. But for me, it was kind of nice to just reach that particular landmark. So I appreciate everybody that has subscribed. Oh, you know what I can do? Look what I can do with that sprinkle. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Maybe not a big one there. Let's see if there's there's a smaller one. It's a smaller one maybe here. What do I do? An even smaller one if I can find that. Again, just this little white chunk here. I'll just use that. There. Oh, thanks again, Magus. Let's see. Stila says, so relaxing that people aren't even writing in chat. Actually, that would be nice. Actually, if people are just feeling so chill and relaxed, I would love that. Because if you, well, it would be really nice to just for Christmas, just kind of be able to sit back and just sort of chill and watch Crazy Eye of Zinch being decorated. I mean, holiday seasons they're always busy and frenetic anyways, no matter what, even in ideal circumstances. So it's kind of nice maybe that people can just have a nice little place to chill out here. I'm just gonna have to place this with my hands, I think. The This one's being a little bit persnickety here because there's not a whole lot to attach it to, but that seemed to work. And I think I actually do have to put these all along this edge here. Just kind of solidify that edge a little bit there. Almost done. Just need maybe one more small piece here. And then we're good to go. Small piece like this. Well, we made it small. That was a little bit too small. Let's see if we can get this guy in there. And now that's ready to go. Let's see what we can do out here with our little sunshiny ray type things. Maybe there's something more we can do with either some yellow, some golds here. Let's try some of a mustard color. Let's see what that does. It makes it look even more like rays of sunshine. Rays of sunshine from Zinch. Poof. There we go. Let's see, backlog battles. The downside about listening to Upload vids on YouTube is you help yourself fall asleep on the late night streams, and the conditioning makes your brain think that it's bedtime. Yes, I literally there's music that Kathy listens to only at night, only to fall asleep to. And if that song just happens to play on the radio or something like that during the day, that's really freaky because your brain literally tells you this is a nighttime thing. This is a nighttime thing. There should not be any sunshine or any of these crazy things that are happening. Should not be any of that stuff. I do think I'm going to grab me some more of this here green. Where's the hole in this bag? That's an awful lot of green. Oh my goodness. I guess we just got to do more Rohan stuff and Army of the Dead. We can we can do him as Army of the Dead. But let's see what we can do here with a little bit more on our Zinchi cookie, because I know this green does have. See, that's kind of a narrower line that it makes there. And I'm also going to do that here too. Reinforce that. All right, there's our Zinchi cookie. Oh, what the heck? I might just clean up this line too. Yeah, we'll do a cheaty thing there. But it's not Zinchi if it ain't sparkly, so let's give this some Zinchi sparkle. And the only way you give it the Zinchi sparkle is with those Zinchi sprinkles. Sprinkle time. See, Orange says, I'm a night owl, work nights, been up at night. It's been funny going around for walks with you during the pandemic and remarking how weird it looks with all the cars at home. And I'm used to seeing that at night if I go for a walk. Yes. Well, the interesting thing is here that normally because obviously here the sun's setting at what, 4:20. I mean it's pretty much dark here at 4:30, and all the Christmas lights, right? Well, but here being outside dark, not necessarily what you've been wanting to do the last 8 months or so. So yeah, I have not been able to do much of that. So if we're gonna do our Riders of the Dead here, we'll beat a dead horse here, I guess, and let's see if we can make him look vaguely skeletal here. We'll just do something like this. And then let's see if we can tear up his barding like we did on that horsey right there. Let's see, I've had lots of that where I grew up. They have the midnight sun and talking to people who've never lived that way. They just get freaked out. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously Armored Wolf, he's going to have that period there where all of a sudden it's just kind of that weird sunny thing all the time. I think in Norway, right, you got the same thing going on. I don't think Arathu is in here. Okay, so I think we've got ourselves some holes there. Now let's see if we can do, where's my dark green here again? Well, for me, what's interesting is that I have Christmas lights of some kind on all the time. They're literally on all year long because for me, especially now that I get to sleep at 6 o'clock in the morning, and in the summertime that's particularly cruel because, well, the sun is definitely out there. I have the Christmas lights on to fool myself into thinking that it must still be, it's still nighttime. It's still nighttime because there's Christmas lights on. There's that. And now, oh wait, I might need just a little bit of my white frosting out here in a couple of places. Let's give him some skeletal horsey legs here. Let's see. Oh, you got that living out in Iceland. Okay. So I thought I was right on that. Now, where's my... We definitely got to have these guys on our Rider of the Dead here. Sparkles. Respect those sparkles. Now we'll give him a a bit of an eye right there. Let's give him some. Wonder how much like bones these are gonna look. Not sure if they will, but let's see if we got these crazy little discs that we can make people think that they're actually like his feet there. Okay. Ah, there's another nice big one. Ah, a couple more discs here. One there. So yeah, this is my big new thing of sparkles right there, and sprinkles, sorry. There's a little bit of sparkly in there, but it's mostly just sprinkles. Let's see if we can. Yeah, we can actually use this as another shade of color. I'm so glad that I got these. I just happened to see these in the store, and I thought, well, you can never have too many sparkles, right? That's in the book of Wapple now. You can never have too many sparkles. Oh, come on, give me a couple more of these green sprinkles here so we can finish up our horsey. Good to go there. So yeah, we're Army of the Dead apparently. And who knows, maybe he's like a really, well, we won't make him that happy of an Army of the Dead horse. Or will we? I don't know. Maybe he's going to be super happy. Well, I guess he won't be that happy since that just snapped right there. Nevertheless, makes a nice little mouth for him. I'm going to throw some of these little green guys out here. Because, you know, you got to do that on his saddle. Let's see. So what's the cutoff point where you just mow down on these? I actually, these taste, they actually do taste really, really, really good. And I mean, I'll eat an entire container of these or Tupperware container of frosted up cookies if I can. So Armored Wolf, did you get to play Aussie Rules football? Because if you did, well, you know how envious I would be of that. Let's see if we can here get this one off of there. Let's see if these little guys, like Armored Wolf was saying, can feel like little teeth. They sort of are. Actually, I'm going to take this and I'll move it over here. Oh, he's got some skeletal teeth now. There we go. Come on, I just want one or two more of these guys. There we are. Let's see if I can get a couple more of our green circles here. And again, the downside to the having the parchment paper on here is it's just going to roll like crazy. It doesn't do that when you've got the fibers, but then you end up with more fibers. So there's our Army of the Dead. Oh, look at that. Look at that ethereal sparkle. That's the key to the ethereal. Oh, you got to play Aussie Roll football once or twice. Oh my goodness. Let's see. So Steel asks, I didn't make cookies this year, but under request I made a big pan of tiramisu. Wow, boy, Kathy loves her tiramisu. She seriously loves tiramisu. I'd never had it before actually until she basically brought that obsession here. So yeah, I definitely am a big fan of the tiramisu. Is it my super favorite dessert in the world? Well, basically, well, anything that has chocolate in it, but was like French silk pie and well, anything that has multiple layers of chocolate in it definitely will be a favorite of mine. So let's just do a quickie plaid mitten here. while we're at it. We got so much of this grain to use up. Not that I'm not looking forward to just eating a bunch of it myself, like literally right out of the bag. Okay, let's do our thick line on the other side here. Sorry about that. Uh, Boy, that I'd love to get to play that Aussie rules football. I'm not sure I want to be kicking for goal. I think I would I would want to be this. I want to be doing some spoiling there on the back line. Somehow I always saw myself as some kind of a center halfback or something like that. Doing some spoiling there. Being that last line of defense. Of course, that might just be a Chicago thing. Pretty much just wanting to play defense or running back. There's a green. Time for, where's our blue here? Do we have this oriented the correct way? Yes, we do. We just gotta, again, condition the bag a little bit this way here. Now, let's see. This time I try putting some Baileys in the cream. I could definitely see that being highly recommended. You know what? That's something I haven't. When's the last time I had Baileys? I don't know. I may need to get some of that tomorrow. Now, it is. Let's see. This morning it was 13 degrees here, and that would be Fahrenheit, not Celsius. We went from basically 56 degrees Fahrenheit to 9 degrees Celsius in a period of about 7 hours, which meant that we had almost 50-mile-an-hour winds for 14 hours. That's typically a November thing here, but apparently that's going to be our Decembers now. So hot chocolate may be needed, and if that is the case, there's no way I'm having me hot chocolate out some Baileys, or is there another type of thing that is also recommended for hot chocolate? I wouldn't even mind creme de menthe in hot chocolate. And you see how this red line just going down the center of the green here? Typical kind of a plaid tartany type thing. Good to go, and let's get our white and finish this thing off. Let me see, what area of the world are you in? I was late coming in and new here. Oh, so Magnus, we are in Chicago, so that's going to be Central Time Zone in the U.S., which means it is 1:03 a.m. on Christmas morning. So yeah, Magnus, typically what you'll see here is mostly oil painting. Now I do acrylic stuff as well, but oil painting really is that's kind of the thing that I do most here. That wind is here now, rattling it. Okay, yeah, it was well, I don't know if that is supposed to become another nor'easter. I don't know if that's supposed to be another nor'easter or not. So yeah, typically, obviously doing the oil painting, it's. But I also want to start doing some sculpting of busts that are about this size. I think this is 1/10 scale. So I want to try and do some sculpting of busts. We're going to continue painting a lot. Well, we're going to be painting an awful lot of Warcry stuff. Lots of Warcry stuff going to get painted here in the month of January for sure. We have our new yellow coat. Yes, we have actually a couple of different yellow colors. But it's supposed to get cold. It melted most of our 15 inches of snow today. Lots of, oof, that is not a good combination there, Magnus. Rain right after 15 inches of snow. That is just too much water flowing all at the same time. So hopefully that didn't create any kind of extra craziness there. Because yeah, that's always my biggest worry with the rapid snow melt there. When you have a lot of snow sitting on the ground, and all of a sudden, like you say, it doesn't just get warm; it also rains. Oof. Ah, look at that. So there is a little bit of difference. Wow, I really could have used that on my Mordor thing. But it's time to respect the sprinkles. Let's do this. Let's do this thing here. So this is our blending brush, remember? Let's see, not for us. We live on a mountain. Some areas were hit. Yeah, when you were telling me 15 inches of snow melting that fast plus rain, oof, that's going to be massively ugly. But I'm glad that you got that higher elevation advantage for sure. All kidding aside, that actually does kind of blend the colors together. I mean, yes, we're being facetious to calling this our blending brush, but it kind of does. I'm gonna have to see if I can get more of this super fine sparkly stuff here in other colors because that could be useful. All right, where's my? I'm gonna use this. Use this magenta color here, like so. Good enough. So there's a little bit of a candle for you. Oh, I have a whole nother thing I can put these on. I was gonna say, did I not leave myself enough space for these guys? All right, well, we did our hype train here. Let's do a another train for ourselves here. Now that black is a little bit too messed up. Let me find my other black here, like so. Yeah, there's no higher elevation to go to here. Everything is quite flat indeed. There's nowhere to escape. Well, that and the houses are about 4 feet apart from each other. So when you get a lot of snow here, it gets really interesting because people with their snow blowers literally start shooting snow onto the other person's stuff that they just snow blowed. And at a certain point, there is nowhere to keep piling up the snow. Literally, there's nowhere to keep piling it up. You just, you're out of space. You're out of space and out of luck. Nowhere else to pile up that snow. Hey, Gunnies, how you doing? Yeah, we're continuing with all of the holiday stuff. We just did ourselves a bit of a Zinchi type of a cookie there, because you can never have too much Eye of Zinch. And you know what? I'm just gonna go. We got tons of this red here, so I'm just gonna go with some big old red wheels on this thing. Why? Because I got to use up this red frosting that I thought Kathy was going to use up and didn't get used up. Well, that and all the bright yellow frosting too that I also thought she was going to use, because there's a hefty amount of frosting in there. Oh, let's give you a bit of a light there. Not sure why it's going to have a yellow window either, but it just is. And then we'll throw some sparkly bits on here maybe. Not sure why it's going to get green stars for wheels, for wheel hubs, but that's what it gets. Let's see. That isn't fun. Let's see. We had winters here. It was like a World War I trench. Oh my goodness. Woof. That does not sound like much fun either. Mm-mm. Well, I know when I was a kid, it was 1979. It was the blizzard of 79. My brothers and I, we were able to basically make ourselves a bridge of snow from the house to the roof of the garage. So if you wanted to walk from the ground level to the garage roof, you just had to walk up this ramp of snow, which we then cut tunnels into. It was that was pretty crazy. Come on. All right. Simple enough right there. Another little choo-choo train. I like this particular cut. Well, we did I mean, I don't know, maybe let's see if we can do this. Don't know if there's quite enough. Actually, there was one year with these style cookies, Kathy did cuneiform patterns on the cookies. Actually, if you go back to a couple of, well, so this is what we did, was a couple days ago, right? This was the latest, that was the previous stream. But if you look back at the blog, you will see some crazy cookies that we have done in the past. We have done some pretty wild, crazy cookies. Anything, Christmas Day apart from painting. I'm really not so sure. I think the one thing I know is going to happen is that we will be watching Kathy's favorite Christmas movie, and that's going to be White Christmas. That's the only thing I know for sure. Anything, well, and opening some of the presents there. Oh, probably gonna do some Zoom calls. It's hilarious. I must have wrote I don't know how many text messages back and forth with my sister and completely forgot to ask her, so when would you want to do a Zoom call tomorrow? So something tells me that that's going to also be on the menu. Not that that's going to last hours and hours, but nevertheless. There we go. Let's do a little bit more of that. And one more here. Oh, let's do some of our brighter yellow with that, shall we? Actually, Kathy was going to, I think with a group of folks, they were gonna like do Discord and watch Die Hard together. Gosh, I swear the last time I saw Die Hard was in the theaters when it first came out. I might have to steal the Lord of the Rings DVDs from her though, so that I can have those just playing if I'm doing work or something like that over the next couple of weeks though. Thanks for reminding me, Backlog Battles, because I would really like to have those. Now let's see what we can do here with our sprinkly things. Like so. Like that. And like that. Yeah, I'm going to do another little line of these. Let me find some more of these orangey sprinkles right here. Throw those in here. Wee bit of orange. Why not? I just need one more. There you are. Now I also, I got some purple star things here. I am so glad that I got these. Because, well, I pretty much used all of the little stars up on previous year's cookies, so it's kind of nice to have these back again. It's like a Liberty Bell. Let's see, I plan on watching Lord of the Rings while building the Pelennor minis. Boy, Backlog Battle, that is going to be a capital idea right there. Oh, look at this. I've got pink and I've got some purple here. I'm going to use some of this. That sounds like a fantastic idea. Unfortunately for me, I'm either editing, filming, or rendering, or streaming, so I never actually get to watch anything. I can sometimes listen to music while I'm exercising, but yeah, unfortunately, I never get to really watch anything anymore. Unless it's a super special occasion, I never get to watch stuff. I think the last time I actually watched the Lord of the Rings movies, as in just sat down to watch them, it's got to be 10 years ago. I've seen bits and pieces here and there, but to actually just sit down and watch them, yeah, it's got to be at least 10 years. Which is unfortunate because I typically don't really watch all that many movies at all, and it would be neat to get to see that one again. Here, I'm just going to take you and come on. Never mind, I'm going to use you instead. And I'm just going to throw you right there with my bare hand. Like that. So that's kind of a fun little bell right there. Hey Ash, how you doing? Well, you have a Merry Christmas too, Magus. And now I don't know again if I'll be able to do a stream tomorrow and if it'll just be the regular painting style stream. But for sure, I think the Saturday. What day is Saturday? The 26th. What is today? Friday. Yeah, so I think maybe the 26th I could just do a regular painting stream again. That would be very fun. Where's my Uraka here? I just want to see what he looks like. So there's your Urukai. Let's see. So, Serial Hobbyist, I hope that you are doing well and happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and all that. So, we've got a soldier guy there. Where's some of my other cookies here? Now, those are mostly Kathy's. So, we're just going to save some of those for her. We do have some more in here, like trees, socks. Oh, we have another bell here. We got one of these. Let's see, Sarge, you've just been informed that it's Irish coffee and cinnamon rolls time, so everything is done. Merry Christmas to you, Sarge, and you have a good one. And here's a little toast to you and your family. I hope that you have a really fun day, the rest of the day today. That's for sure. I don't know. I'm thinking with the socks here, maybe I get some a Rebel and Imperial sock. Since we did get to see one episode of Mandalorian tonight, so maybe we do that. That could possibly be fun. I'll have to look up those. I'll have to look up those logos. So you just have give me a second to do that. But first, let's just do another quickie snowman right here, because snowmans are fun. Here we go. Quickie snowman. Every single frosting is just gonna come out different. It's the darndest thing. Okay, that's not really the active bag of black. Neither is that. This one is. Here we go. Hey, Valendar the Red, how are you doing? Serial Ash is just painting some board game minis. Oh, that sounds like fun, Ash. Actually, that sounds like a lot of fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. Okay, just get that hat going. So what I could be doing might be painting some more of my Easterlings just to try and get those guys on their merry way for battle reports. Because, well, it's kind of hard to have a battle report without the miniatures all done. So Valendar, I hope that you're having a good Christmas. And, well, I'm not going to ask you what miniatures you got for Christmas because, well, you can kind of print your own. So, and you can sculpt your own. So I won't ask you that question like I've been asking everybody else. All right. A little bit of a nose for him. Let's just give him some green eyes here. Why not? Green eyes. Maybe we give him Something like that for his hat. Use the neon pink lace to turn the belly and face of an ochre-skinned ogre into a more like a Caucasian flesh. That sounds like a very fun little color experiment that you did there, Valendar. I'm looking. Oh, what the heck. We'll have green eyes and a green mouth, too. There we go. So, happy little snowman. Happy little snowman. Maybe we'll give him some red buttons here. For whatever reason, he's just got himself some red buttons. That's what he wears. We'll give him, I guess we got to give him some mittens too, because, I mean, you don't want your snowman to get hypothermia. So, just to make sure a snowman does not get hypothermia, let's give him some gloves here. I mean, that would be a tragedy. Snowman with hypothermia, I'm not quite sure how you can treat that, so we'll just give him some gloves. There we go. Let's see. So it gives the ogre an overall yellow skin, like in the Monster Manual, but still look healthy and not veer into the unfortunate. Okay, yeah. Green on our tree. I'm good. We still have enough of our forest green here. I think we can still make a couple of decent little trees out of this, perhaps. All right. There we go. This is going to use up a healthy portion of the last of our forest green right here. That's really using up a bunch of it. Okay. Wow, this is almost the last of our forest green right here. Let's use some regular green perhaps, or some of our Kelly green as we've been calling it. I'm just going to do a little bit of a wavy greenish outline here. Why not? Like so. Here's a bit more. I'm just gonna, we got tons of red to use up, so why don't we use up a little bit of red here? Again, the whole garland thing. Let's make sure that gets connected again, and quickie little garland. Let's throw, nope, wrong thing of sprinkles. That's what I'm looking for. Just throw some of these out here, some of the red ones and the green ones. It is ironic that it wasn't all that long ago I was picking up a whole bunch of these little balls off of my work area here, trying to get them back into that thing, and of course I've just now poured them all out of that thing. And I'm just gonna throw some of these guys out here. And of course, oh look, I have me a star that I can throw on the top of that. Are we going to do some orange candles maybe? Let's do some orange candles, because candles are totally safe on trees. Hey Electron, how you doing? Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all that kind of good stuff. So we have done some Zichi and some Rohan, and a wee bit of dull Amroth as well. So we've been doing all of the, here, let's get you off to the side. I hope that you were able to maybe get some fun miniatures for Christmas, because everybody loves miniatures for Christmas. I know I do. Now we still got our little yellow crystals over here. We'll grab some of these, use them as our little flames. I suppose, I mean, I could bust up the orange candles here, and I could use those as flames, but we'll stick with these guys here, and then we'll do our non-UL approved flames here. Come on, tweezers. That's the last one. Time to add a little bit of flame now to our candles here. Like so. A little more here. And there you go. So Electron, I hope that you're having a good holiday there. I'm gonna do another quick little tree over here, and I guess we'll just do this with our brighter green and just see what that looks like. I have no idea what that's gonna look like, but do I have a little bit of a... I was wondering if there's a little bit of a crystal that formed. Now, each one of these colors is going to be different. I think it has to do with the age of the color. Some of the older ones, and some of them are practically 20 years old, those actually have like some crystals in them, and that has a tendency to kind of interfere with the bag and tends to clog up the bag. Well, a little hole in the bag anyways. And unfortunately, sometimes getting that out of your bag actually really widens the hole, and then you don't have as nice of a thing to work with as far as getting the stuff out of the bag. And some of the frosting too, it will have a tendency to flatten. Other frosting won't do it. It's all the same. It's made from the same frosting. It's just each color is different. Each color is a little bit different. Oh, what the heck? We'll go with some of our crazy, fun burgundy color here for some. Now, first, I do have a second green over here, so I'm going to use this one. I just realized I got this. That's handy. Like so. Now I'll do my little burgundy touches of garland here. Which is hilarious because the last time I put garland on a tree, it's been, well, heck, we haven't even had a tree in many years. And this is the first year we've had a tree in a long, long time. And it's been very nice to have that again. So, star, top of the tree. Let's just throw out some little white ornaments here if we can find a few. Keep this one simple, get this guy out of the way. There. Okay, couple more ornaments maybe. Some white ones. Do I have any? I do have a couple of these little red ones here. Oh, heck, we'll just throw some green ones on there. Quick little tree. He's done. Got ourselves another little bell over here. I haven't done a plaid bell yet, but maybe we'll just think of a... Let's see what we can do here with a gold bell. Like so. Like that. Gonna grab me some of this white over here. There's not as much of the white as there was before, so it has been getting used. I'm just gonna throw me a couple of lines here. And then I wanted to, where's some of these things here? Let's get some of these out. I don't think we've actually used some of those in a little while. Some more of these guys. Kind of like what I did on I don't know if you guys remember the angel that we did in the last stream. I'm just going to throw these along my little white lines here. Like so. Then we'll get some other sprinkles on there for some more texture. We must always respect the sprinkles. We don't want that purple thing on there or that green one. And we'll use this there. We'll break this up a little bit now. Some of these really nifty, almost kind of pearl-esque bits of white here. Oh, Inner Excellence, how you doing? Let's see, just popping in to say Merry Christmas. Well, you have a good night's sleep there. Because, yeah, you don't want Santa to catch you walking around doing stuff, watching streams. Unless Santa is watching this stream as he's cruising around on his sleigh. So yeah, that the footprints that you hear on your roof, those could be some kind of hostile ninjas, or they might just be Santa on his sleigh. Now we're going to get ourselves a bit of our sparklies going here. We will respect our sparkles and just sort of liven that up a bit. And then we'll try and throw something on there for contrast. We got red that we need to use up here, so why don't we do that? Throw this over the top. Like so. I'm going to take that away and do this instead. I like that better. Alright, quickie little bell right there. That's a bellwether cookie. That's what we call that. I think we call that a bellwether cookie. Now what I am also going to do here, if I can, is look up the Rebel Alliance logo. So let's see. And logo. And give me the images here. So I'll just go with a... we'll put it on the white cookie here. So again, Inner Excellence, I hope that you have a really good Christmas and all that sort of stuff. Happy holidays. I'm sure I'll be seeing you before the new year. We need ourselves a little bit of a circle here, right? Then it kind of goes like this. And like that. And then it goes a little bit like this here. Okay. Now, where is... Looking for my new thing of black, which I think is right here. Let's see how narrow we can make this line. Right around here. Hopefully the outline of this gives it a bit more definition. I think it does. Sorry, I have to turn this in some different directions here, but see how you kind of can extend your line a little bit here, make it a little bit pointier than what the bag would normally want to let you do. Okay. Time for some more of our white here. Like so. Fill this in. Fill you in. Better. So I was kind of using the white to tighten up a few lines there. Guess I'll go back to my red here. Why not? Give that a little bit of a top. Always get to lick that frosting. Just throw a couple of these guys on here just for fun. Here we go. Cookie time. Now let's, I don't know, it could be even more difficult to do your imperial, but let's see if we can do that. Whoops. Star. Let's see what we get. Okay, that will be interesting. So, where's that black again? That's gonna be interesting. May need to use some sprinkles to help me get that. Well, let's, I guess start this off with a circle. As big as I can make it. We'll have to make him into a stormtrooper. We'll just eat some of his head or something like that, and we'll just turn him into a stormtrooper. Just because. Alright. Let's see if we can do another inner circle here. Like that. Let's move the Rohan one out of the way. This way people can kind of get an idea for what it is we're trying to do here. Oh, what the heck. I think it'll be easier if I break out my white. Let's do that. White in the center here. And then, oh my gosh, I have to do 6 of these things. Let's see if we can make that work. Okay, we got those. And then we need to do white in between these spokes, it looks like. Like that. Here. And there. And yeah, Cookie, it's going to be a little uneven. It's going to be a little uneven. It's like I said, the plastic bags here, this is the only method that we've ever really been able to find for even trying to do this. We have purchased many a cake decorating thing that was supposed to be for cookies, and well, it turned out to be way too gigantic or just very unusable in general. I think if I can get my black in between here, it's starting to, I think it's starting to work. Hopefully that looks vaguely imperial to some folks. It's also going to stop the white frosting from expanding, hopefully. And then it looks, that's how that goes. Okay. We need some more of our black here. Like this, and we'll just kind of fudge the rest of those, so to speak. And then let's do some more of our white here. Around the top of this. Like so. And we've got plenty of red. Why don't we put that around the outside of our symbol like this? Okay, fill that in. Like so. Look at that. Holiday cheer, imperial style. Bit more here. Like so. All right. And I think we have... Oh, what the heck. We're just going to throw some red sparklies on this, because nothing says imperial like sparkly things. There. Grab a few more of these. All right, there we go. So you've got your imperial and rebel cookies there. Now, if we're going to do this stormtrooper thing, I'm just going to munch the top of his head right here. That's a tasty cookie. All right, I'm just going to take my finger here, so hopefully we can make him look somewhat like a stormtrooper now. I think we'll just throw some white on him here and then see what we can do with black. After, of course, we look up a stormtrooper reference here. White frosting time. Wow, we've actually used a fair amount of this. And here I thought I was still going to have some extra. So just get our white frosting on here. I mean, of course, and it seems like in The Mandalorian, there's far more colors of stormtroopers in there, which is fun to see. get some more of the here. Better. All right, where's our black again? And let's see what we can do for Mr. Stormtrooper. Unless we just use... Do we have some purple here that can work? No, that's going to be a little bit too... I need some black in here. We used to have some black sprinkles, but I think those are all mostly gone now. All right, so he needs a little line right here. Needs his little eyes. Like so. And, oh, he needs a... Well, we'll just use a... Where's one of those smiley or sad face sprinkles? Here, let's give him... I'm looking for one of these guys here. That has a nice little frowny... There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, we don't want him to have a smiley face. We want him to have a frowny face. Okay. Now, we have to do it with black. Looks a little bit too weird being blue. Ah, toothpicks. That's what we could have used. That would have been helpful. Toothpicks. But we can still sort of draw this a little bit. See if we can expand his eyes there. Okay. And let's see. Oh, he has to have his shoulder pads here. After we reconfigure reconfigure our bag here a little bit. So I guess that one gingerbread man, I could have used that to make.
Who enters my domain?
Ah, there's Ash the Serial Hobby. Hey Ash, well thank you so much for that raid. That is appreciated. So we're down to some Stormtrooper cookies now. We're seeing what we can do here, trying to make ourselves a little bit of a Stormtrooper. Ah, I do have. Okay. So that'll work. Let's see. What kind of a... I guess we need to give him something for arms here. Like so. Whoops. We don't need that in there. Let's see if we can use these for his helmet. It just might work. Okay. So that works for his helmet. Now, maybe this is another way we can do some additional texture here. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, Ash, thank you. I appreciate it. Actually, I'm going to use this because I could use a little bit of this. And Merry Christmas. Oh, look at that. It's like Star Trooper underwater there. Thank you so much. That is appreciated. Yeah, I think this will... that actually works. I think if I didn't break the piece, it would be better. But that sort of works. I might just actually use something like these for his shoulders here to kind of make those bigger. Like so. for whatever reason. I think he could use that. Come on, one more. There. And I think we can put one more here. There we go. Yeah, this is the first time I've ever, actually, this is the first time I made any of these type of cookies. The Rohan one, the Zinchi one, the Baradur. I haven't done any of these kind of cookies before. So this is really interesting right here. I have not tried to do these designs before. So I am clearly going to have to make some kind of a stormtrooper outline or something like that so that I can more easily sculpt it for next year. Because I think we're going to have more stormtrooper cookies. Maybe I can even try to make something that looks vaguely Mandalorian-like. I'm going to take some of this white here and... Oh, what the heck. I'm going to see if I can't find... Where's my... Ah! I'll pour a couple of these out here. That's what I'm looking for. One of these guys. To put right there. And a couple of smaller ones over here. Who would have thought you could draw with sprinkles? That's why we always must respect the sprinkles. There we go. I mean, it's a sort of looking-ish like a stormtrooper, kinda. I mean, they always miss anyway, so... It's not like if they get mad at you, something bad's gonna happen. I did see, oh, there was some kind of YouTube video or something where you have a stormtrooper at a police shooting academy or something like that. A police, oh yeah, a target range. And let's just say he's missing like a lot. Just put a couple of these guys in here too. There we go. Might even expand my white frosting here just a bit. If I do this while it's still soft like this, it will actually smush out like that. Believe it or not, you can sort of sculpt with your... You can sort of do that. Okay, we've got a... Now do we do a... Oh, wait a minute. Maybe we try... I'm going to see if we can do something like this. Like that. And I'm going to look and see what we can do here on this ornament. We haven't done any kind of Star Wars themed stuff, so let's see what we can do with this here. On our last little ornament here. Well, there's my bag. It's like, where the heck is my bag? Okay. I think it goes down like this here. Where's that line? I think it goes about there. And we'll fill that in. And that. This way. Not quite as big ears as that, but we'll fill that in. We're just going to backfill that later, I believe. Now, where's my white? Here is my white. And I think we'll try and do something like maybe even some mixing or whatever here. Or oh gosh, that's right. I don't have my toothpicks in here. Just had to get rid of a little bit of a crystal that was in the little nozzle of my application here. Let's fill you in with a little white. And then I'll just have to go back in with some of my black. And make some adjustments there too. Or even some of my little sparkles there, sprinkles, of course. All right, where is... Just go with some of this here blue around the outside of this. Really going to try and push that black here with the blue, and see, it's kind of working. Just actually trying to push that black back into shape with some of the blue here. Of course, got to recondition my bag here real quick. Like so. I think the blue might even be developing a few little crystals in it. Do the rest here. That's better. Yeah, I'm actually just trying to use this to push the black frosting back to where I want it to be. There was a big old crystal in there. Wow, there was a big old crystal in there. All right, let's do another reconditioning of my bag. So I've got a little better tip here. And let's put this out here where you can see it. And there we go. Much better. Much better. And that's just going to happen to you with these bags. It's crazy. You'll get those weird crystals and such. We'll just, for the heck of it, we'll grab some of these little crazy green stars here and throw these around around him. Stars, not sprinkles. There we go, and just a couple of more here. Happy little stars around our happy little Mandalorian. Oh, what the heck. One more can't hurt. There we go. And I think I'm going to maybe try to use something like this maybe and manipulate some of that frosting if we can. I'm literally using a sprinkle to try and paint with here. So I think that's starting to shape that up a little more. And of course, I think we need to put some sprinkles on his helmet here to give it that sort of more of a metallic look, right? Before I maybe go back in with some of my black or other things here. Okay, so hopefully that looks a little more sparkly. And I'm going to bring out some more of my, where's my light colored sparkles there, or these guys. I think I might just have to go with some of these. Hey Deuce, how you doing? The frosting is water soluble. Can you airbrush some shadows in? There's definitely, and it's funny because I kept telling Ken that I would do baking shows with him because Ken from Badger, he has done baking shows. He's gone to baking conventions, and I said I'd go with him because I love to airbrush cakes and stuff. So the color that we're using for the frosting could most definitely be mixed with water, and you could definitely shoot it through an airbrush. Now, it would have to be a totally that airbrush would have to be for food only. You could never ever use it for anything else again, but it could definitely work, no doubt about it. Ah, there we go. It's starting to tighten up some of our lines here. I am going to even do that same line here. I'm just going to use some hopefully strategically placed sprinkles to get this job done. Like so. Let's get some over here. This one could work very nicely there. I think I've got one that's got a little bit of a curve to it. That can work right there. And then one last sprinkle right there. And then let's do the line down the center of his helmet. And that works. Okay. So hopefully we got a little bit more of a Mandalorian look there. Might take a little bit of my black frosting and reinforce my outline there. As we have Genuine Vision. Hey, Genuine, Merry Christmas. How you doing? And folks, I'm sure you're already following Genuine Vision, but in case you're not, you want to do that. So yeah, we've been having some fun here. We've done some Rohan cookies this time. Now we've got Dol Amroth, and of course we've represented some Zinch there too. So how are you doing? I hope that all is well there for the holidays. Yeah, I'm just going to take my black here and reinforce that line. So hopefully that kind of vaguely looks like a Mandalorian right there. Yeah, Steeler, they work out as it just gives you a little bit of different texture, doesn't it? You know, it catches the light a little bit different. Who'd have thought? Who would have thought? Now I wonder if I need to go back in on this Imperial cookie over here, like so, and maybe fill in some more of the white there. Ah, just woke up there, Christmas morning. Yeah, I'll just fill in these couple little areas now. Even now, this has gotten a little bit crunchier, which is interesting. It's just a little crunchier than it was before. You'd be amazed at sometimes how quickly this can set up. All right, so yeah, I think that looks filling in that just a little bit more. So yeah, you could definitely take, and of course I don't have I don't have the colors in here anymore, but you could definitely take those colors and for sure put those through an airbrush. You just, like I said, that airbrush would definitely be no longer any good. As well, Pelly said, thank you so much for, oh, is that charnel ground? Let's see, charnel ground. I did get some of the oil paints from Amazon. Oh, thank you so much, charnel ground. Yeah, I don't have any, actually, I don't have any affiliate links with really anybody. Not with Dick Blick, not with Windsor Newton, not with Gamlin, not with Amazon. Pretty much not with anybody. It's just we kind of go, well, we need this, we buy it, and then we tell you where we get it from. So thank you so much, Journal Ground. I appreciate that. Here, let's fill this in with some more of our yellow right here. Boy, I really wish I had this for that Eye of Sauron. Oh, that would have been fun, having that. Man, that would have been fun. All right, where's my kind of a mustard color here? So didn't realize that that was more of a mustard color. And we'll just finish up our outside here. So Merry Christmas and all that kind of stuff, and Happy Holidays as well. It is time to do some blending here. Ah, there it is. So first, start with some of this. Let's do the first part of our blend. Really, I mean, ironically, I just never thought of that the sprinkles would be the ideal blending brush, but they seem to work very well. Let's blend some of our gold again now, like so. And then we'll just finish off the end of this here. With our magenta color, just because. There. So we got ourselves another light bulb. We're keeping those lights on for Christmas time. Actually, well, let's see what these look like with film noir. Interesting. But this is the one that you really got to see, because look at this here. Look at the red and green. They totally just blend together. If you couldn't see the texture of the sprinkles, you would never see that. Look at that. They're the same value. But that's when we talk about color contrast, temperature contrast, all that kind of stuff, right? We're not joking. I mean, it's a real deal. Let's see what happens with our Dull Amroth cookie right here. Let's see. Even all of a sudden, even the yellow is nowhere near as bright as you think it might be. So there's our. Okay, let's get our U out of the way there. And let's see, are there any other? Where's my little box of cookies here? That one is actually empty now. That one's actually empty. So we have ourselves another little mitten right here. Maybe we can put something on that. Okay, let's move you off to the side here. Maybe the Mark of Sauron is what, or Saruman is what needs to go on there, or a Palantiri. Or do we do let's see, Charnel Ground. I've been watching more of the YouTube videos from a while back. The old Charnel Ground, it can be helpful actually for a couple of reasons, because, well, first of all, it does actually make it easier to know what is it that people really need to know. It actually does help a lot, because when people ask those questions, it means, well, all right, there's a reason they're asking this question. It must be really important. So I know better to stress that information, Charnel Ground. It actually does help, like the dry brushing with the oils, right? That whole idea of stressing, emphasizing the dry brushing, that's actually helped a bunch of people. Because as soon as I just say that one word, they say, oh, that's what you're talking about. When you say drier, that's what you actually mean. So and that came about because people were always, they seemed to always want to know how much paint was on the brush. And because enough people asked that question, I said, well, this has to be important. This is really important. Obviously, people need to know this here. All right, there's some green. And I want to try and do a little bit of a Rohani type thing here. Is this the brighter yellow? Yes, it is. Nah, this is it. I see a little bit of Bob Ross there from Deuce. I see some. Patronize Marion Street for some fluorescent Williamsburg and Michael Harding too. Yeah, I guess those guys they should throw a little bit of a bling our way too, shouldn't they? Actually, the Williamsburg paints. Oh, and well, this will be a little bit hazardous here. So this is that latest Patreon video that I did where we gave those Senile paints another try. Ironically enough, this dried faster than the other one, but man, it's glossy. That is some super glossy paint right there. Remember, this is the one where I went light to dark with it instead of dark to light. Well, we kind of go work both ways, but that was just almost exclusively light to dark. That's one of the hardest things to figure out watching you on video. So hopefully that was helpful for people because as soon as I mentioned that, people said, "That's what you're talking about." Okay, I can do that. I can do more of a dry brush. So I'm hoping to get something vaguely circular there. And then maybe another one like this. I don't really want it to look like a target. Let's get our sun effects on this here now to make it look a little bit more like Rohan. Let's go this way now. Here. Not that way. That way. And sometimes the things don't quite work out the way you want them to. It looks very Aztecish right now, that's for sure. How does that go? Okay, it goes this way. Like that. Alright, so that's probably not going to look too Rohanish, but maybe we can do something with our sprinkles after the fact to try and make it look a little bit more that way. Oh, where's my red? Where is my... That's, okay. We still have a lot of this that we can use. Because, green and red. Who would have thought? Christmas in Rohan. Oh, what the heck. I'm just going to throw that on there. Like so. And what do we want to... Maybe I'll take some of these guys here. And we'll just throw some of these red sprinkles on there. It's going to look even more Aztec-like with the red sprinkles here, but such as it is. It will help tighten up some of the lines, though, that's for sure. And I'm just going to throw some of these green balls out here. Like so. This one over here. Yeah, let's get this one over here. If I can just get that in tweezers. Like I said, that's the one disadvantage of the parchment paper is that these kind of things just roll around here. Whereas on the fiber stuff, they had a tendency to stay in place. The problem is, well, that's not super... Those little fibers, probably not the things you want to be eating too much of. Oh, what the heck, I'll just reinforce some of these lines with my green here. think we've got a couple of these. Guess I have to pour some more out. There we go. There's a bunch more of those. Oh, let's see. Crutchy the Clown. Using tweezers now. Culinary tweezers are so hot with all the top chefs. So, Crutchy the Clown, I hope you have been having well, at least a mellow Christmas day so far. I'm going to be looking for someone to raid soon because it's 2:15 in the morning here and I still actually have some Christmassy things to do yet. It definitely has been fun making the Christmas cookies live on stream here. So, okay, a little quickie Rohan. Let's see. I'm glad I got to catch a little bit of the cookie decorating. Yeah, crotchety. We definitely were able to get some fun stuff done here. So some Mandalorian. So we got some Star Wars theme, Rohan theme, some Zinchi stuff going on. Little Doll Amaroth over here. So even Army of the Dead. So where's our little horsey right here? So yeah, Army of the Dead, little horsey right there. Because why not? So I think what I am going to do here, since I am now actually, that was the last cookie that I have. So we will look for someone to rate, and we're just going to wish everybody some happy holidays. Hey, Flat Wabbit, how are you doing? Nice to see you back. I am going to see who I can find here for some rating goodness. 1 second. There we go. Let's do a little bit of refresh here. And I'm not quite sure how many people are going to be doing. Oh, thanks, Crutchy. Now, hopefully you got to see the first stream where we did our Barad-dûr and White Tree of Gondor. So yeah, we did one of these. What was it? Monday? Yeah, Monday night we did a stream too. So thank you so much, everybody. And let's head on over to Drew. Yeah, let's just send you over to Drew here so you can actually get to see some miniature painting because looks like that's what he is doing. So thank you so much, everybody. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all that kind of stuff. And I might actually be streaming again later today. So I hopefully will see you. It'll probably just be regular miniature painting this time because we got lots of miniature painting to get done. So let's get